Good evening, I'm Dan Wolf. Laura's on assignment. Thanks for joining us. A major moment today in St. Paul will help determine the future of Minnesota Power and the services offered to its electric customers across northeast Minnesota. Northern News Now's Sophia Lauber joins us live from Minnesota Power Plaza downtown. Sophia, this is a highly controversial, highly contentious issue, and it sounds like the hearing today matched that energy.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. As you mentioned, I'm here outside of Minnesota Power's headquarters in Duluth. And ever since that proposed acquisition of ALLETE was first announced, there's been concerns raised about private equity firms purchasing the utility. That debate just continued to play out at that hearing in St. Paul today. Should the $6.2 billion acquisition of ALLETE move forward, private equity firm Canadian Pension Plan Investments and Global Infrastructure Partners, which is owned by the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, would be the new owners of Minnesota Power.
It is inevitable that there will be probably major conflicts of interest in decision-making about Minnesota Power that BlackRock has, because BlackRock is trying to make as much profit as it can.
Duluth State Senator Jennifer McEwen and other critics fear the new ownership could mean higher rates for its customers. But investing partners say they'll only succeed if Minnesota Power continues to succeed in providing reliable, affordable power.
We've made numerous commitments that safeguard against the types of conduct feared by some parties, but even more significant are the practical safeguards against this type of behavior.
ALLETE and its partners claim the acquisition is needed to help ALLETE meet Minnesota's clean energy goals, an argument environmental advocates aren't buying.
To continue to enable reliable, affordable, and increasingly clean electricity for all, ALLETE needs capital to update its infrastructure.
The Minnesota Public Utilities Commission will make the final call on the acquisition and will still monitor rates and services if it goes through. McEwen says she trusts the commission, but not the global firms they'd be regulating.
I don't know that our PUC is equipped to be able to take on that kind of entity that is just so far connected from our region.
A decision is expected to come at a second hearing, which will take place on October 3rd. Live in Duluth, Sophia Lauber, Northern News Now.
Thank you, Sophia. If the acquisition is approved, Minnesota Power's headquarters will remain in Duluth.